What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to cover the Maker, the newest tech champion in Marvel Contest of Champions. I think this guy is pretty cool. Right off the bat, he's going to be an incredibly powerful character just because of his pre-fights alone, but as a standalone character, I think he's very strong. So, the Maker is kind of a unique champion. It's kind of a unique play style. There's a lot of heavy attacks involved. Once you place the Plasma Mine from your special one, you ideally want to throw as many heavy attacks as you possibly can to continuously recharge the mine and get the suppressions on the opponent. Once you do that and you build up to a special 2, you will deal some pretty significant damage in specifically short form content. That's where Maker's going to shine with the typical rotation. In longer form content, if you throw a special 1 and then go for your special 3, you will absolutely see fantastic damage. Using that evade to evade out of the special 2. And now, as you can see, I'm going to be charging my heavy for as long as I possibly can. Go for another evade. Charge heavy. Charge heavy. And charge heavy again. The suppression is allowing me to build up more and more stacks of the suppression itself. Going to my special 3 here, and now I'm just going to put Winter Soldier over the mine over and over again, and there he goes. So in longer form content, that's the rotation I prefer for Maker, building up to your special 3. I will show you what it looks like to go special 1, special 2 in shorter form content. That's where he thrives with the special 1, special 2 rotation. But regardless of the content you're using him in, you do want to throw that heavy attack consistently to keep recharging the mine, so you're getting the suppressions on the opponent to deal more burst damage either on your special 2 or just to throw more heavy attacks and do more burst damage from the heavy itself. So let's go cover some of the short form content where Maker really shines. Obviously, being Neuroshock immune, that's going to make him an exceptional option for champions like Jean Grey, Onslaught, Captain Britain. Any character that deals Neuroshock on defense, the Maker is going to be a pretty great option for. So let's go right now and fight Onslaught first. We'll go for the special 1, special 2 rotation. Now, Maker is it's definitely the type of character that wants to be equal rank with the defender he's fighting, or, you know, if he's punching down, that's totally fine as well. You really notice a substantial damage increase when you get him up to the rank 4 level. If it's rank 3 versus rank 3, you're typically fine, but he does really like that rank 4. It really helps him a lot. I personally, if I were to get Maker, would want to take him to rank 4 just for the damage increase. He has so much utility as well. The Neuroshock immunity is incredibly useful, and he has that special evade, which is super nice. And a heavy attack there. Dash in, let the evade dodge the rest of the special for me. Throw the special 1 with Onslaught against the wall. And now, ideally, I either bait a special 1, or I was going to throw a heavy attack there, let the evade charges evade for me. Dash in, get the crush for some willpower, charge the heavy again. Now I want to bait one more special 1. I'm going to have him dash at me so I can trigger my stun. And on a light attack, and there you go. So, equal rank Maker, special 1, special 2. That was probably around 40 to 50 seconds. Yeah, 52 seconds, but 99% health. He's immune to Neuroshock, so there's no Neuroshock chip damage. The only thing you have to worry about is potentially baiting blocked hits and, you know, getting hit by a special. But, you know, Onslaught, you need to dodge his specials anyway. But the evade charges, as you saw, 2 of his special 1s, I dashed in, and instead of doing the typical evade, I just let the evade charges do it for me. So, big fan of Maker versus Onslaught. Now, in a longer fight, I'll show the longer Onslaught fight as well. You definitely want to go for your special 3. Now, let's get the... I meant to trigger the Instant Siphon, but that's really fine. The special 3 should be fine with or without the Instant Siphon. It's just the best bet for increasing your damage, but the special Power Drain is honestly fine too. Ideally, you trigger the Instant Siphon to deal the most damage in Maker's rotation, but I'll show you that he doesn't even really need it for the special 3 rotation. Get the opponent against the wall, get the mine going. The Maker is immune to reverse controls, so I get the benefit of healing from Delirium. And now, I want to trigger as many of the evades and suppressions as I can. He clipped me a little bit there. That's totally on me, not on Maker. And as you can see, if you're consistently throwing that heavy attack and pushing the opponent over the mine, so as you see, I'm going to charge the mine again. You know, you're dealing 50 to 60,000 damage in that heavy charge with the mine detonating, and then your typical heavy attack is going to deal around 15,000 damage, which is constant. You're never going to lose that. So the mine is ready. I'm going to dash in, let the evade charges take care of that for me. Keep having Onslaught go over the mine. I can parry, it doesn't matter. And now that the mine is gone, I recharge one more time. And all I need to do is throw a little relic, throw another heavy, and Onslaught's taken down. It's definitely not the fastest way to take down Onslaught, but it's incredibly safe. Again, the immunity to Neuroshock really adds value to Maker, and I found him to be pretty useful. He's not going to be your absolute speed demon, but he gets the fight done pretty efficiently, and in the short form content, the Special 1, Special 2 loop is going to be enough to close out those tough mutant defenders. So let's go fight Captain Britain, and then we'll also maybe fight Jean Grey, and then I want to show you the uses of Maker outside of using him as a character, rather using him as a synergy member, specifically with the pre-fights, because the title of this video is going to be something along the lines of, the Maker is great and he makes your favorites even better, something along those lines. So for this fight, I'm only going to trigger the Instant Siphon just to show you that it is probably the most important thing for Maker. Obviously, if I had the special power drain, that would be preventing Captain Britain's safeguard, but it doesn't necessarily matter because Maker is Neuroshock immune, so there is no need to worry about the Captain Britain triggering any of her damaging effects from the Neuroshock. She's in psionic mode, and again, I'm just immune to Neuroshock, it doesn't matter. Throw my special 1, place the mine. She goes over the mine. Nice bit of 40,000 damage. Totally on me. Should not have tried to stun her without the... what's it called? When she's in her stun immune phase. And there's a nice 147,000 damage from the burst. And now you just throw a couple more heavy attacks to finish it off. Space it properly. And then throw a mine to probably end the fight. Yep, there you go. So even getting clipped there, not bad at all. Captain Britain does definitely take a bit more time to get down because there is that safeguard. But if I threw on the... what's it called? If I threw on the special power drain, the safeguard would not be triggering, so I'd be dealing a lot more damage on my basics. So let's do that right now. Let's do a fight with all three pre-fights active. The longer form Captain Britain. And let's have a good time. So I still have some planned obsolescence passives, and as you can see, no more safeguard from Captain Britain because that's special power drain. I did just want to show that he is capable of taking her down without the special power drain active, but with the special power drain, it just makes it a lot easier to take her down. Charge the heavy attack. Get her over the mine. Charge the heavy again. Charge the heavy again. Utilize that parry stun to charge the heavy again. And special 2. And again, this is the bigger version of Captain Britain. You really just have to utilize the heavy attack well and charging the heavy to deal as much damage as you can. Throw another special 1, get another mine down. And this might even be faster than the first fight. Finish with just a little combo there. And yeah, that was almost as fast as the first fight. And this Captain Britain has like 250,000 more health, roughly. Somewhere around that ballpark. Maybe it's around 200,000. But with that rotation, again, Maker is just so incredibly good for these specific mutant defenders. Onslaught, Captain Britain. He is just made for them. Literally, basically made for Captain Britain. because that special power drain shuts down her safeguard, so you don't have to worry about the safeguard capping any of your big damage, your potential big numbers from your basic hits. It just completely turns that off, and the immunity to Neuro Shock just makes it even easier to take down Captain Britain. So I don't think we need to go fight Jean Grey. I think we've seen enough from Maker on offense here. I do want to show the pre-fights and how those make a lot of other characters fantastic. So let's go into Realm of Legends here and just grab a handful of characters that deal instant bursts of damage. So Scream is one of them. We can grab, let's grab Serpent as well. He deals instant bursts of damage. We can grab Deadpool X-Force. And we can grab, maybe Jean Grey. Maybe we grab Jean Grey. So I'm going to use all of these characters. They all deal instant damage in one way or another, instant forms of burst damage, and just show you how Maker makes them even better. So we're going to put that instant siphon on, and let's do this fight here with Serpent. So obviously Serpent has great burst damage once he gets ramped up, but with Maker, those specials are going to be dealing even more burst damage. Now obviously the potencies are halved because these characters are not tech or they're not members of Maker Synergy Team, but regardless, the damage increase that the Maker is providing to literally any character with burst damage is definitely nothing to scoff at. So I should probably do a comparison of what it looks like with and without. So let's actually do that. I think that makes a lot more sense. Now let's see what that damage looks like without the instant siphon. Again, it's not going to be a monumental increase, but the 8% increase will add up over time, and it's definitely something that you'll notice with characters that want to close out matchups quicker with the more damage. Yeah, so it's about 200 more damage from Serpent Special 1 from the initial ramp with and without the instant siphon. So it's not the absolute craziest thing in the world, but it's definitely something that you do notice. So let's finish off this fight here. Now let's look at Deadpool X-Force dealing damage with the instant siphon. So we're going to toss it right onto Deadpool X-Force, and we're going to go fight Captain Marvel here. So against Winter Soldier, Deadpool would still kill with just the normal loop, but against Captain Marvel, it's probably not going to be the same. So we're going to build up to that special 2. Actually, getting hits probably not the worst idea because we get to build up more of our charges without having to potentially use them on the heavy attack. Well, that's fine. Now I just need to build up more charges. Alright, throw the special 2. And again, all of this instant damage will be increased by the instant siphon. Go for a full combo here into the special 1. And all of that damage is being increased. That's 209,000 damage. And we can try a fight without the instant siphon to see what that number looks like. Instant siphon, let's see what that damage looks like. 209,000 was with the instant siphon. Now it's 193. So that was a not like crazy low difference. That was over 10,000 damage of increased burst from the instant siphon compared to not having it. So I do genuinely think that this is going to be a game-changing pre-fight for a lot of characters because some characters need the help in like finishing the match. Certain health pools, they can almost get it done, but they need that little extra bump of burst damage to just finish off the match. I genuinely think Maker is going to make those characters perfect for finishing off those health pools. Alright, now let's take a look at Scream with the instant siphon. So Scream is a character that you all are very aware of having incredible burst damage. I'm planning to do a rank 4 Scream video, don't worry, that is in the works. But Scream already has crazy burst damage, and she can almost finish off these health pools in a single rotation. If you get lucky enough or you do a little bit of extra damage prior to going for your special 2, you'll finish off these health pools. But what happens if you want to go and just finish them off with certainty? Well, I think Maker's going to help her with that. Now we go for our light ending combos. Another light ending combo. And then a full 5-hit combo. Special 2. And that was significantly more damage than she would have dealt. comparatively speaking. So I'll have to slow down the clip, but that was 35 seconds, and the opponent had significantly more health than they typically do when fighting with Scream. So it's just it is really noticeable with those high burst damage champions, and even something as low as an 8% increase, when that's added up over time and it's added up to thousands upon thousands of damage, that's a significant bump in damage, and it really will make your favorites even better. So that's not to mention the other pre-fights that Maker has access to. The instant siphon is just one for damage. He has this special power drain passive that can almost be like a prowler power drain for any character. And additionally, he has a cowardice passive, which means if you ever come across a kitty pride in any piece of content, if you have the Maker, you can put that pre-fight on any character, and kitty pride will never gain prowess as long as that cowardice is active. It's just absolutely incredible. Let's do one more fight with Jean Grey here with the instant siphon active for Maker. Jean Grey will probably be able to finish off this health pool without needing to go for an additional combo. Typically, you build up to around 15 or so Neuroshocks with the rank 3 at least, and you'll need to go for like one more combo to finish off the health pool. Gonna throw this special one here to refresh. Go for a little heavy attack, refresh the instant siphon. And special 2 basically finishes off the opponent. 3% health left. Yeah. It's just going to be one of those things that adds enough damage to make the difference. And obviously, champs like Jean Grey and Stream don't need a damage increase, but having that access to that bit more damage on their burst is going to make the difference in a lot of content, I feel, and will be incredibly valuable going forward. So, yeah, I think the Maker is incredible. I think the Maker is going to make some waves. I think he's going to be an incredible champion for things like Alliance War and questing with his pre-fights. Larger health pools he can take out with his special 3, hundreds of thousands of health he can take out with that special 3 rotation. And then for shorter form content, special 1, special 2 with those Neuroshock champions, Onslaught, Captain Britain, with that class advantage, he feels very good for. And he can take those things out consistently in that loop, as long as, again, you're just using that heavy attack to consistently refresh and recharge the mine, get that burst damage from the heavy attack itself. He deals pretty solid damage. So thank you all so much for watching this video on the Maker. Make sure to check out the deep dive if you haven't already for a more in-depth guide on how to use him properly. And, make sure to like, subscribe, and show some love to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.